Well, hello everybody. Can you hear us?
Hi.
Can you hear me? Nope. All right, let's try it again. Hello, hello. Not there yet. Are we there? Are we there? Hello, hello. Not there yet. Are we there? Are we there? See, I need to turn. Yeah. There we go. There, my YouTube is off. There we are. Hello, Sean Krause, Brian Hooper, Jay Tizzle. Good morning. Good morning. Hello, Nix. How's it going?
Good morning. It's going well. Hi, chat.
Oh, there. I am always here. Well, thank you, Jay Tizzle.
We
Thank you for
appreciate
being
it.
such a faithful visitor. We
And
appreciate
Brian,
it.
good morning.
Yes, good morning, good morning, good morning. Wearing America's Family's little apron they sent. I had to do something different because my neck doesn't like all that stuff hanging on it. So I just.
The pin. I like the pin on it.
That's my sewing pin. Got that somewhere. Where did I get that? Yeah.
I like that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There's Brian Dutchman. Good morning. I also shared the link in several Discord cords. Thank you, Jay Tizzle. I appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
Very kind of you. We'll wait a little bit to see how many people come in.
And that's one thing I have not gotten into was Discord. I mean, there's so much social media. I don't even know what that one is, but I know it's very popular.
Yeah, I haven't either. I don't know what it is. Joe's not here yet. He's running errands, doing his thing. He'll be here when he can. I'm not too worried about it. But Sean Krause, since you are here, how many people do we have in the stream right now?
We have 6.
6. Uh-oh, we lost some people. Oh, dear. Oh, well, that's okay. I'm going to show, and it's very fitting, Sean Krause sent us a package, and he sent me some beautiful pictures that he had photographed some time ago before he had some issues, things that came down and whatever. I don't know what to share. There's Heather's hubby. Hello, Heather's hubby. Thank you, hubby, for coming. We are well. I am well. Anyway, he photographed this. Is that gorgeous? I'm going to do this to give it a better.
Lovely. It's elegant.
Isn't it? How beautiful. Sean, this is gorgeous. Just a simple leaf, but look at the shadow. It looks like he caught it flying.
Almost like as it was floating through the air to land.
Right.
Mr. Doughboy, nice to see you.
Mr.
And he's here for mental abuse. No, but that picture's lovely. To capture it like that, it's that's talent.
Right.
Good morning, Mr. Bordeaux.
And here's another one. Now that's cool.
It's so cool because it's so simple, but yet it's elegant.
And look at the statement it makes.
It does. Absolutely.
I just love it. I do. Rhonda Oliver, hello, Rhonda. So yeah, I had to show that Sean sent that. Now he photographed these, and he told me that he used to photograph dragonflies and birds. Now is that cool?
Good morning, Rhonda.
I'd love to see the dragonfly ones.
I would too. I would love to see that.
I almost was going to do a dragonfly logo, and I thought, no, we're talking about the cabin. We don't want the dragonfly. So anyway, welcome everybody. Thank you guys so much for coming. We'll get started in just a bit. But while we're doing that, I want to thank Nick for helping get this thing underway and partnering with me a little bit here. You definitely kept me accountable, so I didn't find excuses to not do this.
I'm glad you're doing this because I think it's important.
Thank you. It is important. There's so much going on, and so much that we're going to be able to help you to save money or help maybe be more prudent and more. You do, Tizzo. That's very cool. He has 2.9999 silver dragonflies. That's awesome. Very awesome. See, it goes hand in hand. I mean, we save money. We can get more coins, which means we have more collection, which means we have more of a future.
Yes.
Ultimately.
For protection in our future, you know.
Right. I mean, if you have coins, you always have money.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And I thought at one point, well, Joe, you're silly. And, that doesn't make sense. But it's the truth. We've got buckets and buckets of coins that we went through from coin rolls that we haven't cashed in yet. But you know what? That's just money in the bank. I mean,
Yeah.
savings. So we can cash those in eventually. And apples are acceptable. Yes, apples are acceptable. Doughboy. Thank you, Heather Zubby, for clarifying that. So we're going to be talking about a little bit about gardening, how you can do that. Now, we moved where I garden. I had a flower bed is what I could only do. And I kept making that flower bed bigger and bigger and bigger through the years. But I harvested a ton of green beans and tomatoes. And I had broccoli and Brussels sprouts. But my deer liked them better than I could wait to harvest because they came right up to the house. And if you'd seen previous videos, my deer, I could reach, if the window screen was open, I could have pet them little buggers. And that's how close they would come. And I came home one time. I think Joe and I went out to dinner or something, just a fluke kind of thing. Came home and we chased them out of the flower bed. I'm like, are you kidding me? And all the broccoli and Brussels sprouts were gone. So I never could get those. But green beans and the tomatoes, they flourished. I had more tomatoes. I think I have a whole lot of stuff that I can for tomatoes and was in the freezer still. But then again, it's just the two of us now, whereas before we had the kids, so it's a whole different deal. Brussels sprouts make you giggle, Mr. Doughboy. Why?
He likes fiddleheads, but he doesn't like Brussels sprouts. I don't understand.
Brussels sprouts are good if they're cooked right. I cook them in with carrots and onions.
I like to roast them in the oven.
Now, that would be kind of good with maybe some sea salt.
Yes, that's exactly. I put a little sea salt and pepper.
And pepper, maybe a little tad bit of garlic.
Oh, that would be good. And I do a sprinkle of
Mm-hmm.
olive oil as well on the pan, and they come out so good. And even my daughter likes them, so they really taste good.
That sounds. You love Brussels sprout? I do too, Doughboy.
Oh, he loves them.
Joe doesn't like it unless I cook it in with the onions and the carrots because the carrots take the bitterness away.
Mm-hmm.
And you just carrot slivers is all. And he's not a big fan of carrots either. You eat Brussels sprouts, Ro? Hello, Mr. Boudreaux. Good to see you. Well, it's good. It's all good. And they're highly nutritious. So, did you know carrot leaves you can eat?
No, I did not.
Yep, you can put them in the salad. They still have good high nutritional value. In fact, and we'll talk about that later, you can regrow just the leaves from store-bought carrots.
Very good. Well, that's like a lot of vegetables, though. For example, like I eat the turnips. Up here, we love turnips. And my husband down south, they love the turnip greens.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of them, you can eat the greens and
sure.
the root vegetable as well.
Yep, even beet greens.
Yes, and that's very good for you too. Beet,
yes,
for
very high
for circulation.
Mm-hmm. Anna Hutchinson, good to see you. Thank you for coming. You don't like Brussels sprouts at all? Well, then don't eat them.
Oh gosh.
They're kind of bitter, and if you're not, it's a brat. I don't know. You have to. It's an acquired taste. I didn't used to like them before either, and then I don't know. I acquired the taste. I cooked it differently. I was like, okay, I like it with that because they can be quite bitter.
But, yes, but if they're cooked right, they're pretty good.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's see who else. When we were kids, we stole a whole basket of them. Oh, we didn't know what to do with them, so we used them.
My aunt made
me use them with did you like slingshot type Doughboy? Because that'd be me and my brothers. Me and my brothers were kind of rude. We were bad. I had 5 brothers, so. And
Mr. Doughboy is very interesting. I learned some more things about him yesterday from his stream, and in the stream, you should see his collection that he has at his home. Hi, Gypsy Wolves.
There's my dude.
Well,
how's it going, dude? Are you stopping in before you take off or just kind of gracing us with your presence? I thank you for doing so. That's very kind. We got 14 people in here. So basically, we're going to just go right to it, I think, because it is already, it's just now 11. So thank you guys so much for coming in. I appreciate you all. I'm trying to be able to read chat. My I'm not wearing my glasses, which isn't helping. So sorry. They're encumbering. They're a pain. I can't get used to it.
Yes, in his embalming room, his home was a funeral home at one time, Mr. Doughboy's, and that's where he has his.
Seriously.
Yes, it was. That's very interesting to me. Yes, but he was even in his live stream last night. He was talking about the chapel, so must have been a full service funeral home, not just the rooms, but the chapel as well. So
how cool is that?
Well, it's very cool. I do want to come see him, and I have to see this. I would love to see it. Hi, Spudley.
Sean, did you send me an email to my personal email or Diane's cabin? Looks like, because if you sent it to Joe, it's not happening. He's not here at the moment. I'm going to see what
your house is historic. I bet. So you're probably limited on what you can paint it and what you can do to it if it's a historic home.
Yeah, for real. Oh. Oh my goodness. I wonder if I'm going to download those and see if I can screen share.
Spudley said good morning to you.
Good day, mate. How's it going? Thank you so much for coming. Okay, I'm going to put it in there. And then I'm going to download this other one. Thank you, Sean, for sharing those. He sent me the dragonfly.
Oh, nice.
Of pictures that he took. So I'm going to try to screen share that because they're gorgeous. They're just beautiful. Now I have to go in here. How do I screen share?
I don't.
Share. Oh, you don't know? Share screen. Here we go.
Yeah, I haven't. I'm just basic on my stuff. Just a basic. That's what my daughter calls me, is basic.
I'm going to try to.
He said it's just a sample. He has 10,000 images. Wow.
Wow, it's right.
Yes, Budley, the tribe is strong. And it's getting stronger.
And it's getting stronger for sure.
Yes. And it will keep getting stronger. Well, that's very nice compliment, Gypsy Wolves. First time ever, I think, that you gave me a compliment.
What? Gypsy Wolves? Do you have fever?
I know, right? He said he's not basic, LOL, unless that's a joke.
Okay. All right, now share screen.
She's difficult. Difficult.
She's not difficult.
Just with you, Gypsy.
Share screen.
Basically basic. Oh, goodness.
Okay, is that working?
No.
There we go. Whoop. All right.
Complicated. Yeah. Gypsy.
I don't know how to share screen.
I know.
I'll have to work on that.
I'm teasing him. Nick talks a lot. I heard, Oh.
Well, maybe this will work. The problem is it's not big enough. Unless I do this. I'm working on it, guys. Sorry. Thank you for your patience. Let's see what happens. Nope. All right. We're going to stop playing with that because that's wasting time. Anyway, we got lots to cover today, so. All right. So, basically, thank you. I will find a way to share that. Sean, thank you for sharing that with me and those pictures.
Those pictures are
lovely.
Maybe
I'll put it on a screen.
They're lovely.
They're beautiful. They're beautiful. Yep. I'll just share those with you and you can take a look at them. Maybe I'll do a slideshow and figure out how that works. But that just sums up a little bit of what we do. I'm waiting on my grow bags because I don't know where I want to put the gardens, so I'm going to have to do container gardening. Going back to that statement, and I've done small gardening before because a lot of people don't have the space that need. I mean, we used to do 52 jars of green beans at one point. I don't have that kind of space to grow green beans, but I can do what I need for me and Joe. And I don't have to worry about kids anymore because they're gone. I'm an empty nest. So it's just Joe and I, and we just eat what we eat. And we can grow. And from what I'm seeing on the different places that I've looked at, you can grow a substantial amount of crop from a container. And the grow bags, they're not here. But next week, we'll talk about that because we got to get ready for our gardens. It's almost the end of May. So you're going to be out in the sun. You're going to be doing some gardening. You're going to need your sunscreen. You're going to need, and so we're going to talk about all of that next week. That's going to be pretty fun. If there are any recipes, heads up, if there are any recipes that you guys do want to get and you like what you see or hear or whatever, send an email. It's emails underneath there, dianescabin22@gmail.com, and we will get you on an email list. And because we're going to start sending out recipes for people to use or the how-tos or resources and things. Lady Di,
I was just going to say, read that comment.
Not going to see this. I think your hat has left. What?
I think yours.
Leave it to Beaver. Sexy mom. Leave it to be. Oh, thank you, Spud.
She was pretty hot. She was a nice
leave it to Beaver, Mama. No, I'm not dressing up like, but thank you. Thank you. Blueberry vodka lip kit balm. Oh, you know what? Because you asked for it, we'll probably do something with it. I bet I could do that. Blueberry essential oil with a little bit of vodka, and we'll just make him his own little brand.
Yes, we'll call it Gypsy Wolf's chapstick.
Gypsy Wolf. Well, we can't use chapstick because that is a name brand.
Oh, that's true.
So
we'll have something for him.
Gypsy Wolf's lips.
Or Gypsy Wolf's lipstick.
We could do that. I think you are hotter than Leave to be.
Oh, that's Spudley.
Spudley, you're just the sweetest little thing.
Oh my gosh.
Spudley, good day, mate. It's what day is it today? It's Wednesday for him. Happy Wednesday to you. Retracted that comment. Oh, he did. Oh, not lipstick. Well, if it's blueberry vodka, why would you care? It's going to go on your lips, right?
Right. Never asked for it.
Anyway, last week, just to conclude, we talked about April's essential oil box from Simply Earth and the wonderful things that we got there and how to do dryer sheets and stain remover. And we're going to talk a little bit about laundry detergent today as well. But what is the update? You're going to give us an update on your dryer sheets.
Yes. Well, I made this last Tuesday.
Oh, and not me, you.
I have done at least 10 to 11 loads, and I still have a lot left.
Look at there.
So I'm still going, and I've found that they do work really well. With a very, very large load, I probably needed to use 2. Hi, Belle Palmer. But
hey, Belle Palmer, welcome.
No, these did the job, and I haven't had to go to the store paying $4.44 a gallon to get some dryer sheets. So I've been pleased.
Very
They're not as convenient as would a dryer sheet that I could just pull from the box, but I know that they're cheaper, right. and they work. So in the cotton fabric is intact. It's not fraying at this time. So I will probably get a lot of loads out of this, and I'm going to make some more today to continue using it. It's wringing it out. I'm going to try to figure out some way that I can, put it in a different box, maybe so it will wring out as I pull them out. So this is a work in progress, but I am very pleased with it. Very pleased with them. And I do not smell any vinegar at all.
Which is really good. Mm-hmm. And I suppose you could probably do something instead of the essential oils that they had. You could, if you like the scent of lemon, you could put lemon in it. You wouldn't have to go strictly with that particular one.
No, but it's subtle. The scent is subtle. So my husband, it's husband approved. So he said it doesn't smell girly and he doesn't smell the vinegar. So it's a subtle scent and it's more of a citrusy scent instead of flowers too. So it didn't bother him if he had it on his clothes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Good. Well, then we'll continue to do that and talk more about that as it comes along, and we'll look at the stain remover. Now, what I have here, we're going to talk about how you can grow your own crop from food scraps. Making the most of what you have and saving money is key. So I chopped off celery to use it for something else, and I stuck it in water, and look, in less than a week it's growing. There's another little one coming there. So basically what I did, I'm going to move this over here out of the way to my little hutch over here, is I took, see, now I have to move everything. Boy, I need more space, a bigger table or something. I just took a little bit here. Right now it looks worse than it is. This is just the color, and we figured the reason it's so diluted is because it is green. So okay, you keep this part. This part we're going to eat. I'm going to stick that over here. And hopefully, and you might want to take, now on this other one, we see that some of this is getting kind of rotted, right? It's going to do that because as it grows, it's going to grow from the inside and continue. So, you can continue to cut that off and raise it. I don't know. We're going to see, but considering for a week, I've already got celery sprouting. I like celery for different things, and it's also really good for your heart and other things as far as what you need to do. So I'm going to take these pieces off here.
Tony.
Hey, Tony. Hey, look, it's Auntie Diane. So cute, my Susie Homemaker apron. Well, yep, that came from America's mom and America's Silver Patriot and his wife.
And the hand towel too, right? That you're using?
Say that again.
The hand towel came from them as well?
Yes.
It's really pretty.
Well, I figured it was a good backdrop.
Oh, it's beautiful.
So I just took the outer edges. I will put those, you can compost them, crush them up, feed them to your chickens, whatever you got for critters. And then I'm going to add water.
Yes, Mr. Brudeau, this is the stalk is going to be growing the roots.
Actually, this won't grow roots. It's just going to grow.
Oh, okay.
Oops, that's too much water. I don't want to make a watery mess. I think I'm going to need a bigger jar. But you want to change that water out every other day. Every 2-3 days, whatever. So it doesn't get all icky and nasty. And I'm going to take I'm going to need some of this other water. So, you're buying food, you got to buy it anyway, right? Okay, let's start to grow it. So in a small place, like I just put this on a windowsill with a little plastic underneath that just to protect my wood. And that's pretty much all I did. Now, what you can also do is take your onion greens, your green onions, and do the same thing. You see, these already do have roots. And these, after about a week or so, or once you see some good roots, you can actually plant them in a pot, and we're going to see how the progress goes along. So just cut off about that amount. Now, I like the white part of those green onions, so typically that's what I would do. So does Joe, but I told Joe I needed it for my show. So this is okay, whatever you're going to do.
Drink it and tell him it's a Mountain Dew.
Right. So I poured water into that jar, and this is going to go in there. Oh, maybe that's too much water. Probably too small of a jar. But they're just going to grow their little roots And I'll change those out every other day, the water as well, to keep it good and fresh, get those roots growing. And then in about a week or so, depending upon how the roots look, I'll just put them. So probably next week we're going to be doing some planting.
So when you say change the water, you don't mean just add water to it. You mean literally change out all the water.
Yeah, dump the water out. Put that water even in a house plant.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's got to be watered, right?
Right.
And then you'll be good to go. All right. Oh, good. I got some more. Onion. You can do that with onion as well. Okay. We're going to chop off the onion up to a certain point. You always cut that off anyway, right? And there's little roots growing in there. Sometimes you can get onions and you'll see them sprouting out.
Yes.
The green spot, that's already started. But here's what's cool, and we're going to see how this is going to work. And I'm just going to cut that off because I need some onions sliced up anyway. A lot of times I'll slice up onions, put them in a freezer bag. Like when you get a big bag of onions or whatever. I chop them all up and put them in a freezer bag. You don't have to prep them. You just put them and freeze them. And they're really good to go. But just take the skin off.
Hi, Art.
Oz, hey. Pour the water in there. Set this in here.
That's so neat.
And then we're going to see what's going to happen with that one too.
Mr. V. Rose, good afternoon.
Mr. V. Rose, how are you, sir? Now we're going to get rid of this and show you I take and I actually infuse ginger root. I don't eat it necessarily as much as I diffuse it into water and drink it in my water. I pour some in the water. But ginger root, I had trouble finding ginger root, actually. And you can actually grow your own. So I took some ginger root that has the little knobs here. And you soak it in water. Now, my grow bags didn't make it. We were going to try to grow these. But they've been soaking in water. And the whole purpose of that is to get it enough moisture. Then you're going to put it in the soil with those little knobbies. Can't remember if it's sticking up or down. We'll talk about that next week. But as soon as those grow bags come, we're definitely planting that so I can grow my own ginger. And then I don't have to buy it or try to track it down anymore. And there's that. So there's a start. Now, all of that, you've already bought the food. So you're actually saving money already. By taking the scraps, Green Acres is the place to be. Thanks, Tony. So we've already gotten all of that, and we got our scraps. You can also do that with the potatoes. They have a grow bag now that actually the bottom comes out from the bag, and you can grab your potatoes out of there. So that's pretty cool. But at any rate, well, how do I get us both back?
There.
That's how we do it. So anyway, that's kind of what I do is I take what my scraps that I have, and in a little while we're going to talk about my lemon scraps because I squeeze the lemons and I put that in my water as well. Some say put a match to your mouth while cutting onions and you won't tear up. What, you're funny. I am just using used to cutting onions so I don't tear up anymore anyways. I know, right? I don't know about that. Gypsy Wolves, just make sure it's not lit. You might burn your lip. Then you'll really have to have some.
He went to what is it? He's a chef, so I'm surprised he's given. I think he would have the tips to tell us what not to do so we won't cry, or what we need to do.
I just chop it up so fast I don't even worry about it. But a lot of times it has to do with it running water.
Oh, I don't use much onion because my daughter doesn't like it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, and she can taste them too. Even if I chop them real fine or put them in the mashed potatoes now, she can taste it.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, next up, laundry. Next talk, because she does such a wide range and large loads of laundry, like frequent loads, she's going to talk about a powdered laundry. This inexpensive and not toxic. And then we also, from our last month's essential oil box, we learned to make, I got to get these. I have to show these. I have
Yeah,
to make our own laundry soap. And it's simply
it's
just
so neat.
boiling soap nuts. Now, they look like acorn, or
Mhm.
don't they? But they're soap nuts. And I think it's interesting. There's something in there, and it creates a soap. So you use those. I light it, but I put my head down out the window. Yeah, kaboom, dips, kaboom.
Mhm.
So these little soap nuts, you boil in water and simmer it for an hour, right?
Mhm.
And it creates the soap that you need to continue the recipe. And then you only need a tablespoon or two for liquid soap. But that's not going to last you as long as it would me because I usually only have
Mhm.
two, maybe three loads of wash
Right.
a week. However,
Right.
you are washing 2 or 3 loads of wash a day. So I'm going to focus on you and you can talk about that
Yeah.
real quick.
So what I do is I make my own laundry detergent in a 5-gallon bucket with borax, and then just take a large 2x4 my husband had cut for me to stir it, and then that gives me a lot of loads. And it's very inexpensive to make. And if you guys want the recipe, Diane's Cabin 22@gmail.com, and we'll give you the recipe. I'm going to make that shortly too, so we'll be able to share the results of that as well. And it does not have any fragrance either, and it's chemical free, and it's stuff that you can get at your local grocery store to put in to make your own laundry detergent.
Very cool.
And I know laundry detergent for me is very expensive, especially when I'm doing 3 to 4 loads a day. So it gets very expensive.
Yeah. And can't you almost make like a 5 gallon bucket of this dry laundry detergent?
Yes, and that's exactly what I do. I
Mhm.
because you're going to need an airtight container, so they say to make it in a 5-gallon bucket, and then get a stick or something or 2x4 my husband had cut for me, and that's what I stir it with. So, and then I use a recycled measuring cup from the store laundry detergent.
Oh, wow. Very good. Very good. Okay. So that's the update so far in laundry. But you know what? Even in that recipe, you need to have, well, the liquid one anyway, you need to have vinegar. So not only are we using vinegar in our liquid laundry dryer sheets, we also need it in our laundry detergent. Well, that's going to start add up before you know it. So now we're going to show you how to make your own vinegar. And
Patrick Johnson, good afternoon.
hey, Patrick Johnson, cutting off the root of an onion makes your eyes tear up. So leave on while chopping your onion. Good tip.
Yeah.
Very good tip. Okay, let me see if I can get this. This I started a week ago. I got a watermelon and I had the rinds and I thought, what am I thinking? I can make my own vinegar.
Mm-hmm.
So I started it. I just chopped it up in small pieces, put it in the jar, added the right amount of sugar, and never use metal. Never, never, never use metal. This is a chopstick. So every day now for 2 weeks, I am going to stir it. And I've been stirring it. And this was really full, but obviously, and it's got bubbles. And if you get bubbles, this is good. And it's starting to get a little bit of the vinegary smell, but I can still smell the watermelon. It's holding strong, the scent. But look at how beautiful it is. And you got to stir that.
It's
And you
such a
stir
pretty
that
color.
because all of the fruit or whatever you put in it, it has yeast in it. And so when we added the sugar and the distilled water, it feeds off that. And that is actually what is creating your um, vinegar. Okay. It's fermenting it. Okay. So then I'm going to cover it and I put a rubber band around it. You want it to have, you could use even a coffee filter, but I use a cloth because you want it to breathe. Now, after this week, I'm going to put it in a dark place and shake it every once in a while. It takes about 6 weeks for vinegar to actually cure. I'm going to set that over there. Now, I was collecting, you know how I do trail mixes, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let me see. Let's find a clean side. That looks gross. Well, I don't like the raisins necessarily in there.
Mm-hmm.
No, you could use that watermelon. What would you use that vinegar for? Anything that you need vinegar, really, but that would be great in your hair. It would be great. So this has got raisins. And I think I might have had it too full because look at it is just thick.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't have the bubbles necessarily. And I don't necessarily want to add water to it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see what it's going to do. I probably wouldn't have needed so much grape raisins, but I've never done it before. And it doesn't. You don't have to worry at this point. You don't have to worry about it being under the liquid
Mm-hmm.
so much. But again, let's see. I started that a week ago tomorrow. So yeah, I got what do I have? 1 more week. So 2 weeks you want to stir it every day, then you set it aside. So that's already doing really good. And what this is good for, I can't remember what it's good for, but anytime you have a fruit, I mean, I'm making good use of the raisins. What would I do? I
Mm-hmm.
would throw them
Right.
out.
Pull them out.
Right. But that could be good for hair too. Here is one that I did very weeks ago, and it's ready. And I don't know if I can get it off. See, I shouldn't have put that on there, huh? Because,
I hit it on the floor.
well, I don't have a cover. It's air.
Oh, gotcha. I gotcha.
So I'm gonna grab where's that knife? And I'm just gonna open it up because what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna strain it.
Anthony said put some gin in those raisins.
Put some gin in it.
Yes.
Joe's a lucky man. Why? Because
It looks delicious.
does it? That's good. Anthony said, what? I just use the rocks on my stream to beat them. The clothes sparkle clean. Oh, just like they did in the good old days, right? Okay, so I'm actually, hold on a second, gonna find a way to open this. If it didn't have this cloth in here,
It would be easy to open.
well, and that's why you kind of want to use a rubber band instead of this, I'm finding. So again, trial and error.
Yep.
Um,
We'll make the mistakes so they don't have to.
exactly, exactly. And if Joe was here, he'd come up and he'd be a strong man, but he's not, so I have to do this on my own. I miss him when he's gone.
Oh.
Okay, I admitted it, Joe, if you're listening. So we're gonna take that stuff out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now on the bottom, if you can see that on the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
that is called the mother, or I don't know, scalving, whatever, scoff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it's called, but it's okay. There's
That would
nothing
make
wrong
great
with it.
salad dressings. Sean just said I never thought of that for salad dressing, but that would.
And I smell the lemon. But this is going to be for cleaning. That you can spray to clean your sinks, especially my kitchen sink.
Mm-hmm. Because it's antibacterial. It kills all the germs, just as bleach would.
Right.
Better than bleach.
And look at that. Lemon vinegar. And I can pour that into a spray bottle.
Now, does that smell like a vinegar, or does it have a little bit of a lemon scent?
It has a lemon scent and a smidget of vinegar smell. Not bad, though.
No, so it's not a strong smell like you would get from the grocery store.
Right. So now I'll just put this in a bottle, or in a jar, a bottle, add some water to it. Oops, wrong one. Add some water to it, and then I can spray it down, on your, on a rag to wipe your door handles, whatever works. Mm-hmm. Okay, but here's how we're going to make it. Move that out of the way. Get this out of the way. This thing, I'm going to have Armstrong handle do this one. I just took the lemon rinds from squeezing my lemons, from putting it in my water every day. Water and ginger in my water every day. It just works with my digestive system and keeps me from being icky. It's wonderful. So we're just going to throw this all in here.
Mm-hmm.
Now
So
this is
oil,
saved. Go
will that
ahead.
work on coffee stains? The chat's asking, will that work on coffee stains on coffee mugs?
Yes, it would. Yes, it would. That will work. Yep, for sure. Mr.
And then
Boozer.
Spud also said oil of clove is that brew. It will get rid of mold.
Oil of clove?
Yes, I've never heard the oil of clove. Now, Spud, I use the vinegar on mold if I see any because I know that that'll kill it as well. Straight vinegar, not diluted.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. I'm sorry.
I want to get Miss Sue to Spud. Well, Sub, thank you.
Okay, I'm
Maybe
back.
she
I'm putting this in the wrong container. It's supposed to be in here.
Well, that's the goal, Tony, is we're going to save money so we can buy in more silver to stack. I just tell my husband I'm buying money, so why does he get mad when I have my coin bills come in? I'm buying
That's
money.
the whole point, Tony. That's right. So we're going to stuff this in here. And I saved these from when I was squeezing fresh lemons. And I just froze them in the freezer until I was ready to do this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've got another bag of frozen lemons, but I want to dehydrate them for my tea. I put lemon pieces in tea, or I make dehydrate the lemon rinds, and then I would, what's the word I'm looking for? Then I would powder them up and use them.
Okay, I'm gonna look that up. Clove oil. I'm gonna write that down.
Okay, so now what you do in a big size jar, such as the watermelon one,
Mm-hmm.
you use a half a cup of sugar. But in this case, I'm going to use half a cup.
So how would you determine on how much sugar to use if you?
Because it's half of a size.
Okay.
If you use a gallon jar,
Mm-hmm.
you obviously use a cup of sugar.
Okay. Okay.
And you want to use distilled water or purified water. So this is distilled water, and I'm going to fill it up as full as I can. And then I'm going to take that little chopstick I had, because it's wooden. Don't want to use metal, because what will that do is it will kill the yeast in the fruit.
Oh, that's good to know.
And I'm just stirring it up so that I could stir that sugar up in there. And we'll just watch how this vinegar does from week to week, how it's starting to look.
Wouldn't it maybe have been easier of putting the sugar into the cup of water, stirring that, and then pouring it in?
That's what I thought so too, but you actually want that sugar to attach itself to the food.
Okay. That makes sense.
And that's just lemon rinds in the lemon thing inside there. Now, it will bubble. If it does, that's good. If it doesn't, I guess that's okay too. Scurvy, that's what it was. Scobies, that's what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they'll have a little, and they usually settle to the bottom, but not to fret. It's not mold and it's not bad. That's like considered the mother. The method of my madness.
Mm-hmm.
That's great, Anthony. All right, so there we are. That's all there is to it. Now I'm going to cover it with cloth and a rubber band, because obviously we learned that putting a jar lid is not the wise choice. And we're going to set it aside. And that's some more cleaning vinegar that can be used in anything, really, to clean your sinks out, to clean your microwaves, to clean your oven.
And you were talking about showers too, the bathroom?
Oh, definitely. And in the toilet now. Our water softener is needing to be replaced, since we're doing a lot of repair work due to the from our move and someone else living here for a season. And things wear out. Water softener wore out, so we have rust really bad in our home. Hello, Silver Meow Meow. She's here.
Silver Meow Coins, how are you?
And so basically, until then, I'm seeing rust stains. So you could do a couple of things. Like I actually cleaned my toilet bowl by sprinkling baking soda on it and took vinegar. And of course, it does that chemical reaction. Well, this will do that too.
Diane, they want to know in the chat, do you leave that at room temperature, the vinegar?
Yes.
And then you're going to move it to a cold, dark place? Is that?
After 2 weeks, it can be in the sun, it can be out in the open for 2 weeks, and then you put it in a cold, dark place for the remainder of its fermenting to turn to vinegar. Now that lemon one that I had it several weeks in a cabinet. But for the first 2 weeks, every day I would stir it. You can leave it on the countertop, leave it anywhere. I am leaving it on the countertop on my hutch. I guess I could look. You guys could see.
Fox, how are you today? Nice to see
And
you.
so, yeah, you can do it that way. And that works just fine for sure. But, here we're making our own vinegar. We don't have to go buy it. We already have all the ingredients. The only thing you're buying is the sugar. So you go get a 10-pound bag and you put them in containers and store them on the shelf. You'll have sugar forever. Unless, of course, you bake like, Nick. She's always making goodies. And, why not? And so, yeah, that's basically what you would end up doing. It's pretty cool.
But you also can use it outside. And that's what I thought was the most interesting when I was looking up the vinegar, is that you could use it on, Diane taught me, on your weeds outside, or put them in your soil, and it helps your plants grow and keeps bugs away. And and some plants do have fungus too, and it will keep the fungus off some of the plants, but you got to make sure you dilute it in water first.
Right. You need to be very, very careful with that, because it does kill weeds like within days. And which I did that like on the sidewalks. So I didn't, because they were just too much work for me. I didn't want to do it to actually dig it out between the cracks of the sidewalk. So I just poured it straight, the vinegar on it. And hey, Jamie Fox, how's it going? Good. Thank you for coming. And so we did all of that, which worked out. Whoa.
You might want to put both on the screen, Diane.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yes. Well, you were talking. Yes.
Sorry about that. I was kind of working up for the next thing. So speaking of the vinegar, yeah, you don't. What would I say is you want to dilute it when you're putting it, especially with baking soda, because you can, if you use it straight or too much, you will kill your plants.
Yes. And the Heather's Chubby Hubby had a really good question too. So what do you do if you can't get distilled water? Would boiling tap water work?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. In fact, that's how distilled water is done. Boiled.
Yes.
Water. Just you want to get the chemicals out.
Fungus among us. Yeah. Well, vinegar will take the fungus away. I know, like hydrangeas tend to get like the big leaf hydrangeas tend to get fungus on them, and it will take out the whole plant. So you have to be careful of that. And special bugs too will eat that plant. So baking soda works as well.
Right. And yes, Mr. Boudreau, you can eat this vinegar. Okay, here's something.
You can.
Did I do that? I have to move it up somehow. Okay. After every night, 2 tablespoons of vinegar, apple cider vinegar with the mother, is supposed to be very good for your whole system, your digestion, your innards, your whatever. I don't know what else it works, but vinegar is a very amazing, amazing product. So when you make your own vinegar, it even tastes better. So the watermelon, for example, I would take that 2 tablespoons every night before I go to bed, and it would definitely taste a whole lot better than the apple cider vinegar. I'm not a fan of it. The lemon, sure, why not? The raisin probably would be good because it would taste more like grapes. And there's so many different things that as we go along, we'll find different uses for what vinegar is for and what we could use it for, and why. You can even make vinegar out of flowers, the edible flowers. So sky's the limit, or a tincture, or health benefits such as pain relievers from a tincture from herbs and flowers and so forth. And we're going to talk more about that as we go along as well. Yes, I don't like to take medications. I'd rather take a pain reliever I can drink down and go. Because, and it's all natural. It's our food grade. So, yeah.
Well, with the supply lines and all of our food and everything being brought into our country, our antibiotics are too. So we want to be able to get off the, medications as
You
much as we
do.
can.
And the way that it's going, it's getting to where I don't even trust it anymore.
No, I don't either.
So, everybody has to make their own decisions. Of course, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nutritionist. I don't have any of those special labels behind me. I'm just sharing with you what I do and how you can save money, how you can help. And it sounds to me like a lot of people continue the good fight. My veggie garden is calling me. Weed me, weed me. Well, I totally get it, Anthony. I totally get it. That's what I'm going to be doing is transferring plants from one flower bed to a new one after we're done here because we're going to redo a whole deck and they're in the way. So I got to move them.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. So thank you, Anthony, for coming in. I appreciate it.
Have a good day.
Have a great day. So let's move on to anybody have any more questions or comments about the vinegar? Are we good?
Yes, there's just so many uses for that vinegar that I think it's going to be good to have on hand and good to know how to make it yourself.
Well, you're going to save so much money.
Yes.
And you could put apple pieces. You know how you cut up apples when you're making like apple pie or whatever? You might have the peeling and you've got the rind and you've got the innard, you got the seed. What that all can go in to make your own apple cider vinegar.
Well, I'm sure, Sean, there's some meds that we probably can't substitute, but there are some, vegetables and roots that act as antibiotics. So
mushrooms are a natural antibiotic. So are onions. So is garlic. And, of course, there are some things, I'm not saying eliminate all medications.
Right.
But if I can make my own cold medicine from herbs and foods and tinctures and vinegars or whatever here and don't have to go buy it, I will always have cold medicine on hand when allergies kick in and drive me crazy.
And Spud wants to know if you use it on your back. And Mr. Brudeau says his oregano is growing like crazy.
Very cool. That's good about the oregano. Oregano is really good too for like different virus killing ailments. And yes, Spudley, I have a dandelion lotion that I use on my back, on my knees, on my feet. My feet have a difficult time. I actually get ready to harvest. I've got dandelions to harvest, so I'm going to film some of that or try to video that as we go along. Eat as usual as you can. Our bodies weren't made for all these chemicals. Exactly, Jamie.
100% agree with
you. Absolutely. So, I almost forgot my funnel.
Yes, I agree with you with all the chemicals and pesticides and everything else, preservatives that they're using in our food. None of that is good for us.
No, it's not. You're absolutely right. What we're going to talk about next is, okay, you got your essential oils. We want our air to smell good. We want to change the flavor. We may want to use a diffuser. Now,
hi, Gen X.
Some people don't know what a diffuser is. Hey, Gen X, thank you for coming. A diffuser is a machine. Okay. Here's a diffuser. The lid comes off. There's water in here, right? You can see the water?
Yes.
And you would take the oil and put that in there, which we'll do. And close it up, plug it in, turn it on, and it diffuses the essential oils into the air. Now you can use like eucalyptus when we had colds and when we were down with the wonderful virus fun. Eucalyptus oil, and there was a Defender that Simply Earth had. It helped me to breathe. I was able to use that to help me breathe and help. If they can clean the air, you can throw in lemon. I know some people love the smell of lemon. I had a girlfriend of mine. In fact, I talked to somebody last night that said they love the scent of lemon. There you go. Lemon essential oil will put lemon, different things. And that's why, for example, in the May, we have Lady's Choice. That's going to go into this bottle along with marjoram and lemon. These are the oils. Now there is a recipe here, and it's called Mother's Day Diffuser Blend. And this is what's kind of cool, is because you know how in the spring you want to open up the windows, clean out the air, and just let the breeze come through. Well, guess what? When the pollen hits, I've got to close the windows because I don't want to deal with the upper respiratory and the whatever. So I can make my scent smell gorgeous, or my home smell gorgeous, just by diffusing. It can help to clean out and kill bacteria. Eucalyptus oil and not lavender, but rosemary. Eucalyptus and rosemary are good for cleansing the air.
And Heather's hubby said that he puts it in a pot of water on his stove, and that is a good way to do it as well.
Absolutely, Heather's hubby. If you've got a wood stove going especially in the winter time, oh, that's heavenly. Christmas scents such as cinnamon and cloves.
Yep. My cousin does the lemon in her classroom. She teaches first grade, so to keep the air, fresh,
purified and clean and fresh. Lemons are good.
During when we were, when the virus was going on, she kept that running in her classroom, and I'll tell you what, no one in her classroom got sick. None of the kids or she.
That's very cool.
Yep.
So if you put it in the diffuser, you're going to take the lemon, if you want this particular one, the Mother's Day scent, 3 drops of lemon, 1 drop of marjoram.
And what is that? What is that particular oil right there?
Marjoram, that is actually a plant. Its origin is out of Egypt. It's from the plant flower and the leaf. And it's marjoria. The ingredients is organism. I can't pronounce their scientific thing.
Mm-hmm.
The aroma is a sweet and hibiscus smell. It is really pretty. Oh, I can't. There we go. Brand spanking new bottle. Oh, yeah, I like it. So we're going to combine the Lady's Choice, which is a mixture of clay sage, geranium, marjoram, and lavender essential oils. Now it has some lavender in there as well. But if you remember on the oils, it also tells you, is it safe for a certain age? That must be because I'm shaking. And it can't focus in. This is Joe's camera.
Oh, okay. There it goes.
There is safe for 2 years and older, 1% kids max topical dilution. So you want only 1% of oil in whatever you place it. This one is also a 2. The marjoram and the lemon is also a 2. So it's safe. Well, I say it is, but is it? I've been messing with it. Maybe it's tired. Wow. Trust me, it says 2.
Thank you.
Okay, so, but they also have the instructions here for this. This is the recipe, and it's kind of hard for you to see it, isn't it? Okay.
You can make the screen bigger if that would help.
You know what? Good plan. You're so helpful. I can never remember these things. You can also make it to where it can go into this little jar. And these are part of what comes in your very first kit. This was in that bonus pack.
Mm-hmm.
And so it says here that to make a full blend, to where you just dump that out, and see, I've already labeled it Mother's Day scent. In a 5-liter bottle out of the bonus box, you put 48 drops of lemon. Now this is a brand new thing of lemon, which I should have grabbed the already opened one, but we're going to do this. And I'm going to use this little funnel just to make sure I don't make a mess. 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, look at that. That's really coming out. I'm guessing that's good enough. Because I couldn't count it. It was pouring, right? Okay. I'm going to let that sit there and cover lemon. I put that on the label so when I throw it in the drawer, I don't have to lift it up to see. Now, it says 16 drops of the marjoram. So we're going to take that and do 16 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. A little bit more than it says, but that's okay. Okay. This is already smelling good. And then we've got the Lady's Choice. And that says to add 32 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, 32, 32. There we go. This is filled completely up. I'm going to move that over there. Cover up the Lady's Choice. Now, inside those new ones, you've got the fit thing for the dropper inside there. You just squish that or screw that on real tight, and it adheres. And there we have. Oh my goodness, that smells good. It smells really good. So if you like a couple of oils, it's a great way to put blends together. And that is pretty much how you would do it. Now, let's talk about the Lady's Choice is soothing. Okay, it's safe for pregnant women. It's not safe for cats, but it is safe for dogs, and you need to dilute it before putting on your skin. The marjoram, dilute before using on your skin. It's warm, calms, and soothing. Safe for pregnant women, kids 2 and older, and it's safe for both cats and dogs. And the lemon, of course, energizes, cleans, and stimulates it. Stimulates. Okay, dilute before using on the skin. Good for 2 years and older. Pregnancy is safe. Not cat safe, but it is dog safe. The thing that you want to remember about oils for the animals, especially when you're diffusing, pour that in that diffuser, is leave a door open for them to escape in the event that the animals don't like it. And then you should be good to go. Now, there are other recipes that are available. Hold on one second. I'm going to go ahead and shine my bright, shiny face here, or try to. Uh-oh, see there? I don't want you to see my nasty, dirty lamp. Oh, wrong way. Okay. Are you there?
We're here.
Okay. There is a blog. I'm going to post that blog to where you can find all kinds of good stuff.
You want me to post it?
Yeah, I've got it in there.
Okay.
Right at the moment anyway.
Okay.
And that's really good. And if you want to post also too, the diffuser for exploring oils and ingredients, that's very specifically oriented to where it's simply, you know, which one above this, what I highlighted earlier.
Okay.
And then we'll go ahead and share links and all kinds of good stuff. But I want to thank everybody for coming. This was really kind of fun, and I'm getting really excited about what we're going to do ahead. Hi, Oryx. Thank you for coming. Good to see you. Thank you very much. A spice form. Okay. I've got, guys, I'm not good with this apron. I need to wash it. It's kind of scratchy, which means that's because it's new. Simply Earth. Okay, that's my code for Simply Earth. But there should be one above that or underneath that that talks about exploring. Um, Here, you want me to grab it?
The
What I'm
explore.
talking about. Let's see. Oh, right underneath, right here. Here it is. It was right under the making the diffuser.
Oh, okay.
That's okay. I'll put it in there real quick. So you can look around and see various different things. You're going to try the vinegar. I encourage you to do that. It takes a good 6 weeks for the vinegar to cure, if you will. And then you're good to go. And, it's definitely worth the wait. See, this is how I broke his camera. I couldn't get that to separate.
So I'm going to try this today. I'm going to get some lemons and I'm going to actually try to make it myself. So I'll show how mine's going next week too.
Very cool. Very cool. Then we can compare because yours are
Yes.
going to be 2 weeks behind.
Yes.
And then we can compare the weekly increase. I want to take this spray bottle and add some water, but I think, okay, yeah. I'm going to add some water, distilled water, because, it's just better. And mix it with that lemon vinegar. Give me a second, guys. I just decided that sounds like a really cool.
And I'm posting some links too.
Yeah, post the links we want to. Okay, yeah, thank you. Joe's auction tomorrow at 7 p.m. What do we got coming up? We don't have the fun stuff coming up. Boy, I can smell that onion like crazy. And I'm just going to pour a little bit, if you can see me. Yep.
We can see you.
I'm going to do this. A little bit here of the lemon vinegar. I'm going to do maybe half and half. I don't know the measurement.
Ron said he's going to try an orange vinegar. I think that would be nice.
Who's going to try an orange vinegar?
Ron.
Very good.
I never thought about orange. I bet that would make a nice scent.
It does. Anything citrus is going to be definitely bacteria killing. What I love about the lemon, you're definitely going to kill bacteria. So this is water, distilled water, that I'm adding to this, into the spray bottle. Because, let's talk about plastic. Some plastics you are able to use if it is a certain quality. Now, for example, storing my vinegar. Where did I do with it? Here it is. This is the vinegar, right? This is an old honey jar, but on the bottom of it, it has a 2. Now, you did some research about that.
Oh, yes. I put it on the agenda that if it's a number 2 or a number 4, it's food grade and you can use it. And it's not going to give you as many harmful chemicals as it looks like the recycling on the bottle.
Right.
Is where you find it. Number, but you always want to see a 2 or 4.
A 2 or a 4.
Yes, and they go all the way up to 7. So 7 being the worst type of plastic that can give off toxins and contaminate.
Okay, so a 2. This obviously came from honey. So, this is a honey jar, and so this would be safe to put stuff in it and preserve it and keep it. If you don't have, I like recycling, but if you don't have.
And I'm putting a link in the chat right now too. And this will, if you want to go look, it'll show the type of plastics that you can use and you cannot use, and educating yourself on the different types of plastic too. Even if you buy your water in a water bottle, you want to make sure it's got the right number of plastic on it.
Right. Now I will label this lemon vinegar. Usually I keep them in glass jars. But, something like this would be great to put in next week when we do our sunscreen or sunning lotion.
Yeah.
And lotion and you want to squirt it rather than dip it out of a jar, this would be a good resource container because it has a number 2. Correct?
Yes, and number 2 and 4 is the best. Yes.
So now I have a lemon spray, and it's very small, and I can just take it. It's not ugly, nasty, or whatever at all. And if I had to, I could always put lemon drop in it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, with the essential oil. Yes.
Right. Or it could just go straight.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yes, the thing you do not want to use vinegar on is anything porous, such as wood floors. You don't want to use it on your granite countertops. I had a whole list of those. Maybe I should look it up. I think I have it saved in my Google Docs somewhere. Vinegar and cleaning. Okay.
Spudley said, I dropped a glass beer bottle the other day and it didn't even smash. That's some tough glass.
Wow. Okay, vinegar is definitely multi-purpose. A lot of what we talked about last week is definitely, but what you can clean vinegar with is your windows. Spray it on your windows, in your dishwashers, on your towels. For example, carpet stains. But definitely want to try that and experiment with that in an indiscretive place. Like for wine. Sorry, I'm trying to multitask and my brain's not wanting to do that. You mix a tablespoon of liquid hand dishwashing detergent and 1 tablespoon of white vinegar, or in this case, we could use the lemon vinegar, in 2 cups of water, warm water. Use a clean white cloth and sponge to apply a very little bit at a time, and you can get that stain out of your carpet. You can use it to clean your vegetables when you bring them home from school or from grocery store. School.
Yes.
Stubborn glue stuck on this bottle. I can use that vinegar on a towel and wipe that right off.
Well, Mr. Durbin said that's unacceptable.
Of course it is.
Of course it is.
You do not ever want to use vinegar to clean granite or marble countertops. Don't do that. The acid will etch into the natural stone. Don't use it on stone floor tiles, the legitimate stone tiles. You don't want to use it.
And did you say too you didn't want to use like the colored, like the pink on certain surfaces as well for cleaning?
Well, I don't know. Most of the time they suggest white vinegar. I think it's so that there isn't any dyes. But you know what? Those colors, it's a natural color. It's not like it's an industrial color. Like I say, test it in spots.
Okay.
If you find it doesn't discolor, doesn't color kind of stain, I don't know, apple cider vinegar, I haven't noticed a problem with it. I don't know. But, you need to test the spot, an inconspicuous spot. Yeah, I did say it. Egg stains or spills, you don't want to do that because of the protein. If you drop an egg on the floor or find that your house or car has been the victim of a random egg, can you imagine? Don't reach for the vinegar to help clean it out. Just like when you poach an egg, the acid in the vinegar can cause it to coagulate and make the egg more difficult to remove.
Yes.
Okay, you don't want to use it on an iron. Keep your irons from clogging. Empty them completely after use and follow the manufacturer's instructions because it will damage the internal parts of the iron.
Now, I do clean my coffee maker with vinegar.
Definitely. And I'd recommend the lemon or, I don't know, whatever you make. Taking any fruit or anything, a vegetable, it's all about it's just a form of fermenting. So the
Mhm.
vinegar is being created by whatever food or plant you put into it,
Right.
is
Okay.
what I'm gathering of how this whole process
Mhm.
works. Do not put on hardwood floors. It will take the finish off.
And Spud said cedar oil is good for that, right in the chat, for your hardwood floors.
Cedar oil. Oh, and you can infuse, like take the pine needles or
Mm-hmm.
cedar trees and infuse them in olive oil, coconut infractionated
Mm-hmm.
oil, or even almond oil, and
Mm-hmm.
infuse that in that kind of oil. And that takes like, I don't know, 4 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks for that to infuse. And you've got a cleaning agent right there.
Oh, hi, Brian.
Um, as always, test it in an inconspicuous spot so you don't find that it's damaged or whatever. I hope that
Right.
helps. I was reading off of this. I'm learning how to do this camera thing.
You're doing great.
So let me see what chat says. Any questions? Tell Diane I said hello. Hey, Mud SWAT. My SWAT and Mud buddy. I love you, Mud SWAT. You are just a precious jewel to me. Just wanted you to know. Did we forget anything? Is there any questions, comments, queries, suggestions, insight that anybody would like to share with us? Or did we cover most of everything? I don't know. Anybody want to share?
Time him out. He's a troll. Mr. Doughboy.
To what?
He says, time him out. He's a troll.
Who? My SWAT?
He's
He is not a troll. He's my buddy. That's funny. You're funny, Mr. Doughboy.
so funny.
Thank you guys for everybody for coming. How many do we end up? We got 10 people in here. I don't know what the most is we've had, but hopefully we'll be able to see some more fun stuff. Next week, we're going to definitely go into sunscreen, planting in a grow bag. I've got rosemary, echinacea, yarrow. I'm going to plant my chamomile seeds. I have peppermint. I have lemon balm seeds. We're going to plant our ginger. If I don't do it sooner, I might get another one and soak it and plant it, because you really only have to soak it in water for 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
There you are. You need to come back.
Just smile and wave.
Right?
Just smile and wave.
But we got a lot going on, and soon we'll get into aloe vera, because I have an aloe vera plant we're going to mess with, and we're going to transplant that. And if we are growing our own aloe vera, we don't have to buy aloe vera gel. We're going to make our own.
My
So
mother always had that one in the kitchen, especially for burns, and she would just, break it and put it on a burn. So I think it's important just to have for minor burns.
Oryx is currently trying to root some pin cherry tree cuttings. Oh, very cool.
I'd like to see that. I want a cherry tree.
Yeah,
They're beautiful.
that's very cool. Nix, thanks for partnering here and helping out with this. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
And don't forget, tomorrow, we've got Joe's auction at 7. Thursday, we've got the coin tribe. Friday, of course, we're all back in at 2. I'm going to try to post a video of making that liquid laundry.
Mm-hmm.
If not, I'm definitely going to go get some dandelions, and I'm going to harvest them and dry them and make some tea, because they have great properties for anti-inflammatory.
Mm-hmm.
They help with energy. They're just an overall good, super resource. They're not a weed, they're a food. And I wish I'd known that a long time ago, because if it weren't for that dandelion tea, I would have been hurting really bad today.
Yes,
So
well, inflammation, a lot of diseases start with inflammation.
absolutely.
So if you can get that down, it helps a lot.
Yeah, Joe says, you're not going to get rid of this darn voodoo stuff. And I was like, I put some lotion on his back and it was spasming and it settled it down. And I was like, are you a believer yet?
And what did Mr. Joe say?
Well, I don't know. It could have been my meds and the combination. And,
Of course he did.
Bless his heart. I love him. He keeps me on my toes. I just like to ask, shut up and let me do this. I've got more bold about it because I'm more confident with it. But God put this stuff on this earth for us for a reason. And my grandmother used to make all kinds of weird concoctions when we got sick. And to this day, for example, ginger ale is really good for your stomach when you got the flu. It was spicy to me. So, then we went to 7-Up, but the sugar's not good in
No.
there. And it's just, back wax. Yep, that's right, Sean. Back wax. Rip that hair right off of it. Ouch.
Ouch.
That's
Oh,
torture city. I never had a lettuce wrap. That's just odd, man. Yeah, a lettuce wrap. That I don't know what to say. Oh, romaine lettuce. I didn't grab that because I didn't need it, but you can take the romaine lettuce, cut the bottom of it, put that in water, and after a couple of weeks, you can plant that in a grow bag or container, whatever. So there's a lot of things that you would normally eat from day to day that you can actually grow yourself with and not have to worry about a lot of space.
And Sean said he could use the back recipe.
Back crack and snack wax. Spotly. You could use the back. Okay, Sean, I will put the lotion that is okay. Infuse. You know what? I can actually make it and do a video on it too as well. I'll do a dandelion lotion recipe that you can use. I use it on my knees. I struggle a lot with knees and my sore feet, sometimes my back. I want to get some hemp seed oil to add to that dandelion lotion because I think the two combination would be a definite deep bonus for aches and pains and soreness and spasming. But yes, definitely, Sean, I'll send that off. No joke. I hear you, Sean. I'll send that off to you. I'll definitely put something together for you. There's Kathy's Corner. Hello, hot ladies. Aren't you sweet?
So sweet.
We're so hot. We're just sweating.
Brazilian back wax and lip balm.
Right? Brazilian back wax and lip balm. Oh my goodness, Doughboy. What a combination that would be. I've got to get this off because my neck is starting to get sore already. At any rate, guys, we're going to sign off. It is 12 o'clock. We've been on, well, 12, almost 12:15. Looks like what we're doing is only taking a good hour.
Yeah.
Unless anybody wants to chat or have questions they need answered or whatever. Sean, send me an email to remind me about that recipe, please. And I will definitely put that together, the dandelion lotion recipe. And you can use it with actually, you don't have to dehydrate or dry the dandelion flowers and roots. You can actually just take it directly and boil it up. And I'll tell you how to do it.
I put her email address in the chat as well. It's dianescabin22@gmail.com.
There you go. You have lots of questions, Doughboy.
I have lots of questions for you too, Mr. Doughboy.
Well, Mr. Doughboy, you know what? You're a walking question. Because I just love him.
I do too. I mean, I love his humor.
Oh, no kidding. He has this wit about him.
But he could just say a word, just one word, and I'm going to be giggling. So I enjoy him very much.
True story. And did you know that you can actually roast dandelion roots to make coffee?
No.
It doesn't have the caffeine in it, and it kind of has a little bit of the nutty flavor. But I'm getting ready to try that as soon as I harvest some roots. I'm going to make myself some. You have to roast the roots, and like cook them up in a pan or whatever, and then diffuse it just like you would coffee. But I'm looking forward to trying that. I'm looking forward to it because of the anti-inflammatory, antifungal, and all the other properties that dandelion root has, which is very strong in the fall. Most of it in the spring is in the flower.
And Spudley said you can an old aging dog or cat feed it CBD and it helps.
If you got an old aging, yes, definitely, Spudley. CBD does help animals. CBD helped me when I had a sore back there for a while. I was taking the drops in under my tongue, and it took the pain away. It was amazing.
No, I've never heard of cat poop coffee, and I don't think I want to try that either.
Okay, Doughboy, that's just icky.
That's gross.
That's just
Well, I bet there's some. I bet
710 is here.
710 is
710
here.
oil upside down is here. Hello. Thank you for coming. Oh my goodness. Well, I don't know. What's the
Very
chat?
good.
Oryx says you have wild
It's a real thing.
sarsaparilla, that you have wild sarsaparilla on your property and you can chew on the root and make tea and use it as an ingredient in homemade root beer. Oh, wow. That's very cool, Oryx. That would be fun. I wouldn't mind trying that.
Kathy's Corner wants to know what your favorite color is. It's like $200 a pound. Ooh. What's your favorite color, Diane? I bet it's green because I think I think it's green.
Yeah, it is. Green is my favorite color. More like a hunter green than a green. But yeah. You asked me that before at Kathy's Corner. But maybe she didn't hear the answer back in when we answered it. Anyway, okay, my feet hurt. It's time for me to hang up and go. Hang up like we're talking on the phone. Okay, you just have to be careful because the young leaves can easily be mistaken for poison ivy. But you have harvest. Okay, you harvest. Wow. Yeah, there. You know what? There is a book out there how to deter or how to recognize wild foliage that is very healthy. You know, like you go foraging for wild stuff. Um, there's a couple of different type of like chamomile can look like this. Other one, you know, those little daisies, those
Yes.
flowers.
Yep.
Chamomile looks a lot like the daisy flower.
Well, and then you got like blueberries and stuff too that have all the antioxidants and stuff that we need.
Yep. And we need to plant those and find those. And there are so many different species of blueberries.
Yes, and I didn't realize that. So I'm going to start researching what we've got up here, and they have so many antioxidants in blueberries.
Absolutely.
It's so good for you.
Yes.
Magic mushrooms as well are very good for you.
There is, and see, that's the other thing. The tricky thing about mushrooms is finding the good ones versus the poison ones. I don't know the difference.
Or the ones that
I said, "Oh, look, mushrooms. Can we eat them?" Joe says, "Don't touch that."
Yeah.
And I was like, "That'll kill you." And I'm like, "I don't know." So yeah. Oh, thank you, Kathy's Corner. You're gonna need to get packages out. Okay, Kathy. Thank you. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Or it says, have a lot to learn. We have so much stuff on the property. It's crazy. Still learning what, I totally understand what you're saying, Oryx, because at the other place that we lived, there was these weeds growing. Come to find out, they were probably good for pain management and various different other things. I didn't know. And I was trying to kill them off. Well, now I'm looking in the research that I'm doing. Now what I'm finding is that they're actually would have been good medicinally. So, but I'm sure there's lots out here that I can find. If not, I can forage elsewhere. But it's causing me to want to go explore the woods again. I've missed that. I have to put my tick repellent on though, because they're everywhere. Them darn.
Oh my gosh, yes. We had our yard sprayed. We have so many deer and bunnies and they drop off, so we do that in the woods here.
I understand.
And it helps with mosquitoes as well.
Some chanterella mushrooms. Wow, Oryx, that's cool.
There's a plant too that will you can plant to keep mosquitoes away as well.
Yes, lavender. Mosquitoes don't like lavender. Marigold.
Oh, Sean said it's the best smelling tick repellent, Diane. He loves it.
Did you get it already?
That's awesome.
Very cool, Sean.
And I have the Diane's
the lip balm, yeah. Good, Sean. I'm glad you got that. Okay, so your package arrived.
No, I didn't know you could sell female ticks to a vet, and what would they do with them?
Yeah, what do they do with them? That's a good question.
Like alive or dead? Because I mean, I don't think I'm gonna want to get live ticks. Yes, the lip balm was great as well. Oh, I'm so glad you like it.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Need to probably send out some recipes on those, huh?
Yes. Well, I'm gonna make some too because I have not gotten any bug spray and I need some. So I think I'm gonna make it.
Have you got the chamomile? Not the chamomile, but the
Vaccine.
geranium oil.
That's interesting, Spud, because I do know there's a vaccine for ticks for dogs, I believe, or animals, but they're studying it for people, but we're not able to use it yet. They're doing more studies on that than they are the other vaccine.
Is that right, Patrick? They call it bamboo. It's invasive. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Wow. I'm glad you like that, Sean. Very good. That means you got your package. He was the winner of the tick and lib.
Yes.
Yeah, both of those. And you guys, if you want some, just email me. We can always make more and send it off to you.
The whole YouTube community has gone mental over the lip balm.
Right? They have. They have, Doughboy. It's gotten
And I
out of
do have the mental one. I do.
and there's only a select few labeled
Yes.
that they're no longer will be labeled like that.
I'm gonna make this forever because this is exclusive.
We should have numbered them. That's probably
Yes.
number 4.
Oh, number 4. Well, I just like because it says mental on it.
Only a select 4 have that.
Yeah, only 4. Oh, so I could resell it for so much more money because it's so rare.
Yes, it's very rare.
Very rare.
But it doesn't have it's not numbered, so darn.
I want one without that label.
Who
I
would
wouldn't
want one
want one
without
without
that
that label.
Aw.
Oh, and Spudley wants to know if you signed them. That's so nice.
No, I didn't, but I could. Are they signed? Oh, Spudley. What is that with signing? I don't understand that. I mean, we had people wanting to sign those pucks, and now Joe makes me sign those pucks, and I'm going, why?
Because
But
it's your signature. Just makes it more special.
that's true. Darn, mine is used now. I know, Sean. But you know what? The container can be refilled.
Yes, reuse these.
Yeah,
Another way
you
to
can
save money.
reuse it. Absolutely, you can. Just in case you guys didn't know, but yeah, you can. All right. I'm going to let you go. We're done. We're having a great time. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. I really appreciate you all.
Yes,
It's
connection.
a connection to you. That's right.
That's
Heather's
what
happy.
it is.
Oh, the signature thing. I got
Mhm.
it. That makes sense. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you for
Maybe I'll sign it underneath the logo stamp or something. Well, I'll think about how that's going to work. This is just a new thing. I don't know what I'm doing. We can cut a check. We could, Spudley. We could. You're such a creative guy. Thank you, Sean.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. Guys, thank you so much for coming. I'm going to take off. We're going to sign off and end the stream. And we'll see you next week, 11 o'clock. We're going to be talking. What are we talking about? We're going to do sunscreen and growing. We're going to talk about summertime prep. You're going to plant in gardens. You're going to need to
Don't miss it.
sun.
We're going to have some good food. We're going to be growing.
That's right. Oh yes, we're going to check and we're going to revisit and see how the planting of the food is going, the growing or prepping, pre-planting of our scraps that we're growing in our little containers to get roots and stuff.
And an update on the vinegar.
What vinegar's doing.
Yep.
And then we're going to plant some seeds in some grow bags and see how that's going to work for our little miniature garden in small spaces, because we got to have food. We got to know how to grow it.
Yes.
And then know how much return we're going to get. Inexcusable? Well, darn it, gotta go. I'm sorry.
We're just unacceptable today.
We just can't please everyone today.
Amy Fox.
Thank you guys again. We'll see you next week. Same time, same station. Bye, guys.